She slipped off the shoes. Her calloused heels danced across the wooden porch. I watched her from my delicate perch in the aspen tree. The humble Victorian house caressed the valley's wisps of precipitation, and seemed to peer into the haze that shrouded the cedar trees. The house took the weight of the aging woman gracefully, the floor sagging slightly as she waltzed into the kitchen. Marriage had never been a part of her life. Family never really had been either. Her happiness resided in the wilderness and in the niche of her own mind. Human companionship was limited, as admittedly she was odd. Her gray hair, like plumage, stuck out and fizzed in random places. She consulted with her goats and chickens, asking them about the weather. She never wore makeup and padded through the forest naked to bathe in frigid mountain streams. So truthfully, the neighbors, who came to visit, came solely to make sure she wasn't dead. Common courtesy, they said to each other, after enduring a visit with a painfully awkward woman. I know, though, that the lady now promenading around the living room craves no human contact. Her mind is aware, of course, of the community's gossip, spreading like her honey butter on a piece of pita bread. It humored her to watch their awkward, stumbling attempts at conversation as she welcomed them into her home. She played her part well, playing up her oddities and steadily analyzing their reactions. Humans, in essence, she decided, were just as skittish as deer and as agitated as threatened squirrels. Yet also, she found kindred spirits and occasional visitors, who had the wisdom of crows and the prowess of mountain lions. A slight smile and flamboyant quirks hide secrets and thoughts the neighbors could not hope to speculate. The entities of the forest, including myself, the magpie, we sensed her every beat of consciousness upon the flesh of our Mother Earth. The complexities of life burdened her mind with the chains of society and the sickliness of the earth under the fabricated ground. She coveted every scintilla of true sunlight that managed to filter down through the slabs of cement that extirpated the sky. The divorce of humans from nature strangled her. She searched for some hint that humans could be reunited with the earth as she wandered through scholarly corridors speckled with the photons of fluorescent artificial lighting. Her colleagues scoffed at her speeches on self-sufficiency and the preservation of Mother Earth. While they scoffed, entire species died, streams were poisoned, and forests were annihilated. Exasperated, she left the world of materialistic, heartless nature haters, as she not so affectionately called them, just as they called her a stupid hippie. She packed her eco-friendly, hand-woven clothing, grabbed her last bag of shade-grown, sustainable coffee beans, and snatched her flint off the counter. The confident young woman stepped sharply out of her cheap apartment, and the door slammed shut behind her. On her way out of the complex, she gave up her apartment keys to the front desk and left a pack of energy-efficient light bulbs for the next renter. Stepping out of the alcove, the spontaneity hit her. She had nowhere to go, no idea how to get there, and no one to go to. Her confidence dissolved into regret. Her love for nature was overshadowed by her lack of knowledge of how to survive it. It turns out that the confident lady has matured through years of living in the forests of North Carolina, squaring off with the winter and her own doubt. Something deep and primitive was awakened in her journey to live simply. Acute alertness consumed her. She stalked through the trees with agility. The flames of her fire fascinated her like it did with her ancestors. She treasured every drop of water as it was the blood of the earth, and could sense every burrowed fox and nesting squirrel as if they were insects crawling upon her skin. Each sunrise renewed her faith in the future and her value of the present. Now, aged and wise, all she has left to do is save the world of nature she fell in love with.